Tribute to wake inside the maw, gigantic floating iron nightmare drifting through the black ocean water. Kabani grabbed the kitchen knife with both hands and immediately looks like she regrets being born. Tony Hawk rolls up 1 foot onto the broken serving tray like he's testing a skateboard. John Wick calmly checks the weight of the carving knife. Tony says, "So, haunted boat, John Wick, stay behind me." Tony nods. Helldiver dives behind the table and scans for weaponry. The stormtrooper grabs a blaster-like scrap rifle and aims at absolutely nothing useful. The Mason Knight raises his sword proudly. "For the Iron Fist, for Mulrick." His partner, grim, explosive-laden fanatic, stares silently at the corridors. The Knight glances over. "You would not waste yourself early. We fight with purpose." The bomber gives a slow nod. Across the hall, the Gathian Knight gives his own bomber partner a horrified look. "Absolutely not. No martyrdom unless there's no other choice." The bomber shrugs. The Gathian Knight sighs. "I cannot believe this is my ally."
Yeah.
The Mason Knight's like, you need to do it properly. The Gathian's like, "Don't do it."
He's just like, oh god.
BB-9E rolls in tight circles, beeping aggressively. Ramaja stands tall, calm, one hand resting on his staff. This place is a monument of consumption, a prison of appetite. BB-9E beeps. "Yes," Ramaja replies, "we will survive it." Oh yeah, I forgot he can communicate with Bastion.
Speaks robot.
Bobot. This trio, Clovis Bray, the elusive man, and Handsome Jack. This trio immediately despise each other. Clovis Bray examines architecture like he owns it. The elusive man lights a cigarette and watches everyone else. Handsome Jack grins. "Okay, I'm just saying, if we rebrand this place, throw on some neon, maybe a murder clown mascot." Clovis Bray says, "Stop speaking." Isban stands alone in the shadows, in the shadow of a serving cart, coat damp, eyes flat. He does not panic. He does not posture. He simply studies knives, vents, and angles. That's when he studies vents, because he in Deadbolt, that's the main antagonist, and he used to be a Reaper who can go through vents.
Main antagonist is Vince.
No, yeah, he I think watch vents too when he like respawns.
See.
Caesar King thinks it's a man again. Whatever. Bronwyn watches them all. Roswell smiles theatrically, one eye gleaming. Aswell practically dances beside him, admiring the horror of them all. "Humanity, despair, hunger, what a magnificent stage." Roswell chuckles. "I suspect we would have such fun." Megatron frame has been scaled down, still towering but not invincible. His cannon is limited to slow to recharge. AM is represented through a compact floating machine core with tendrils and wires, speaking panels. Am's voice crawls to the dining hall. "I hate this vessel. I hate this place. I hate every living thing inside of it." Megatron growls, then pointing towards something worth crushing. Yang flexes her gauntlets, grinning attention. Tony Green, the space soldier in battered armor, checks his rifle. Besides him, Martha, his armored bug now chittering and taps the bladed legs against the floor. Trump stands alone near the doorway, a rotted suit twitching. He says nothing. His one visible eye glows from inside the ruined rabbit mask. The maw's darkness seems to welcome him. Hunk is alone, secure, compact weapons, checks corners, and says only one thing: mission priority, survive. Then he moves. Benetta steps down from her platform.
What?
It just ended. Oh, there it is. Now it's continuing. Benetta steps down from her platform with complete confidence. She picks up a pair of ornate pistols from the table and sighs. Not the best pair, but they would do. Buzz Lightyear said this dramatically: "To survive and beyond." Edgar Allan Poe stares at the maw's walls. This vessel is a coffin with corridors.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, spins a revolver and Muse. Octane bounces on his feet, already twitching for action, ready for race to the weapons. Also grabs him by the back of the harness. smoke and powder. Smoker clutches his little jite and scans the room. Power grabs the cleaver and immediately points it at everyone. Very merry, pathetic meat stacks. Smoker says try not to start every fight. The spot nervously opens a small black portal. I'm opening the portal and peeks into it and immediately closes it. Nope, kitchen full of hooks. Duke chuckles in a massive chair. This establishment is a dreadful service, but excellent atmosphere. The spot whispers, why are you so calm? Panic is bad for business. Draco stands elegant and grim in the dim light. Angel Devil looks tired before the games even begin. There's a terrific, it activates its T-spheres. The range is limited. The most interference. Beatrix. Test them. Oh my god, this is from Battle Bard.
Yep.
I can't say anything because my current brain rot. But why?
That's not my brain rot.
You sent it. What's your current brain rot then? Or do you not have any current brain rot?
I don't think I have any current brain rot.
You sent it. You sent me that character quite a bit though.
I know.
What else is the matter with you?
I like that gif.
The little sister one or the big sister one.
The big sister one?
You're. That's not the gift I was looking for, but that would do.
Thanks.
Trying to find the GIF. I'm trying to find the GIF. Where is it? There it is. Reminds me of like this one or something similar to this one. Anyways, Weishni summons a small glyph beneath her feet, tests her energy. Buzzwolf flexes dramatically. Weiss looks at him. You're not subtle. Buzzwolf flexes even harder. Cobra Commander, his sister's helmet. I was thinking about adding him, but this arena from G.I. Joe, right?
Yeah.
This arena showed trouble before Cobra. Sai calmly draws this small sketch of him falling into a soup pot.
What?
Who's Sai from?
Naruto.
Oh. Cobra Commander stares at the drawing. Trevor grips a hatchet, already furious. Besides normal, wears a ski mask and holds a suppressed pistol as big as he is. What? Who's normal?
Garfield.
I know that, but what did you do to him?
I gave him a pistol and a ski mask.
Real. Trevor squats. Why do you have that? Well, I'm adorable. Sergeant Hartman and Rat King. Sergeant Hartman barks orders at the Rat King like they're in boot camp. You listen here, sewer goblin. You're not embarrassment. You're not embarrass me in front of these freaks. Rat King twitches, surrounded by a few mob rats that merely seem to draw to him. The Rat King whispers, they already love me. Hartman shouts, I did not authorize whispering. Who's Hartman?
He's the fucking sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Okay. Rustling Jake coils around the table leg, tail rattling softly. Rum looms behind him, armor looming. Looms behind him, armor heavy, presence demonic but restrained. George Washington Songbird. George Washington looks up. You're unlike any eagle I have known. Eagle Dakota. Holy shit.
True. Set a course.
The horn blasts, the dining hall erupts, but unlike most games, the mall itself creates hesitation. The floor shifts, pipes hiss, distant enormous footsteps boom somewhere above them. Debbie wants to be the first fool to make too much noise. The power makes too much noise. I claim the cleavers! She leaps onto the banquet table and slips on gravy, crashes in a pile of pans, and causes a tremendous metallic avalanche. Everyone freezes. Far above, something massive groans. The mall has heard them.
Is the mall alive
John,
in this?
it might.
I hate maps that are alive.
It might be talking about like the. It also could be talking about the lady though, for some reason. I wonder.
We'll find out.
John Wick moves first. He pulls Tony Hawk behind cover as knives, bottles, and tools grab from the table. Helldiver sees a compact rifle and a flare and a fire axe. The stormtrooper grabs a helmet that's not his and puts it on backwards before the Helldiver fixes it with visible exhaustion. Bayonetta vaults over the table, kicks away a blade aimed near her, and lands smoothly behind a weapon crate. Hung vanishes into his side corridor with military precision. As Ben disappears into a vent, Screenshot follows a darker hallway where lights flicker. The Duke does not move quickly. He simply collects food, lantern, a large meat hook, while Spot opens little portals to snatch up supplies from distance. I just imagine like the Duke with a shopping cart just looking for stuff. Like trying to reach his for a heavy blade, but Am's machine core screeched at him. Left the firearm. Take the firearm! Metric snarls but obeys. Roswell and Aswell take nothing obvious at first. They take information next. Hits, rivalries, and weaknesses. Oh yeah, they both are weapons. Or spawn theirs.
Yeah.
Let me put on music.
Do it.
When he's at the center, Groot and Company are trapped between movie bodies. Company screams as Tony Green's bug mount. Martha skitters past. Groot tries to shield her, but he has no plan. A cleaver flies overhead. A bolt spark. And a nearby plate, normal suppressed pistol makes Tiny Sinister pops from underneath the chair. Company drops her knife, picks up it again, then drops again and starts crying. We're going to die. Groot grabs a fire pit. Groot! And they run the wrong direction. Tribute scatter. Kobeni and Groot flee into a narrow service corridor. Behind the dining hall, it looks safer. It's not. It's lined with hanging meat hooks attached to moving chain systems. The machinery begins to grind to life, dragging the hooks along the ceiling. Kobeni ducks under one. Groot tries to follow her, but slips on grease. Groot! She grabs his hand and tries to pull him upright. Well, he weighs like a ton. For a second, it looks like they might escape. Then the floor lurches forward as the moss shifts in the ocean. A heavy kitchen cart rolls down and kills them. Fuck it. I'm not reading all that. They're both dead.
Yeah.
Tony and Wick settle. Why does he use Tony's first name and John Wick's last? Tony and Wick settle inside a laundry tunnel filled with hanging sheets. Tony whispers the strategy. John Wick checks the entrance. Stay quiet. Move at dawn. Avoid open halls. Tony nods. Can I use a tray as a board? Johnny looks at him later. The Helldiver finds a maintenance alcove and sets up a defensive corner. The Stormtrooper keeps aiming down the wrong corridor. Helldiver says, "Your job is to watch that door." Stormtrooper says, "Which door?" The Helldiver slowly turns to him. "The only door in the room."
This guy's a dumbass.
The Mason Knight kneels before a broken statue of a forgotten chapel. Mark tests. Why is there another church every time? Mark tests us through darkness. His partner quietly checks his explosives. Has not armed them yet. The Gathian Knight barricades a nursery door with toy shelves. His bomber partner sits quietly in the corner. The Knight says, "We survive with honor. No needless deaths." The bomber says nothing. "That includes yours," he states after. Racha stands in a narrow engine walkway while BB-8 interferes with a broken panel. This vessel's ancient cruelty made metal. BP-90 beeps sharply. "Yes." The three manipulators occupy three. I like how it says that.
Yeah.
The three manipulators occupy a private dining chamber. Clovis wants to map them all. Lucifer wants the alliances. Handsome Jack wants the throne. They compromise by agreeing that everyone else is disposable. Handsome Jack raises a glass of questionable wine. To teamwork, neither Clovis Bray or Elusive Man drinks it. This man moves alone through the vents, listening. He hears Tony whispering. He hears Springtrap scraping metal. He hears rats gathering around Rat King. He's memorizing everything. Caesar King and Raven. Raven opens a small portal like Slash, only to check the distance. Not enough to escape. The Maw resists it. Caesar says, so no easy exits. Raven says, good. Easy exits makes people careless. Roswell and Aswell find quarter lined with the warped mirrors. Aswell laughs as it distorts the reflection. This arena is already honest. Everyone becomes a monster here. Roswell, some arrive that way anyways. And plugs tendrils into a wall speaker. The quarter crackles. Megatron, can you control the ship? And plays, no! That can whisper to its nerves. Marks smiles. Yang helps Tony Green secure Martha near a steak crates. Martha chitters happily while chewing to a chain. Yang says, I like her. Tony says, she likes you. Yang gives a great bug. Yippee. Springtrap, the toy room. Springtrap sits motionless among broken dolls for hours, not moving. Then the dolls slowly tip over. Springtrap's head turns towards the sound. He waits. Hunk enters cold storage and immediately recognizes its value. Food, concealment, multiple exits. He sets up traps with the wire and broken glass, and he sleeps in 5-minute intervals. Benedict climbs the grand staircase, lounging as if the Maw were a hotel. She hums softly, cleaning her pistols. Nothing attacks her. Buzzwell and Poe find a strange room full of recipe books, children drawings, and damp pages.
Buzzwell.
My hair's getting
and
white. No, Buzz Lightyear. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Octane wants to sprint. Ocelot refuses. Octane complains for 20 minutes. Ocelot says it. Finally says, run ahead if you want to die. Octane pauses. Okay, walking is cool too. Power keeps trying to claim ownership of every weapon. Smoker keeps confiscating them. Power snarls, you're oppressing the Blood Queen. Smoker says, you want to stab yourself with a fishhook twice. Royal risk. Duke somehow turns a pantry into a shop. The Spot opens small portals to move canned goods into shelves. The Duke says, a fine start. Spot says, are you seriously opening a store during the Hunger Games? The Duke smiles. Commerce always survives. Based, holy shit.
Yep.
Dracula and Angel Devil stand before a round window looking to the Black Sea. Angel Devil says, feels like a tomb. Dracula says, no, tombs are quieter. Mystrific T-spheres are scan broken equipment. Where's Beatrix? Oh, I know. Duh. Why did I even ask?
Yeah.
I keep on asking that and then immediately know who it is.
Yeah.
Finds medicine, bandages, and injectors. Weiss creates a faint glyph, trying to keep a footing on the icy stairs. Buzzwell flexes at his reflection in the frost. Weiss says, could you please stop flexing at the wall? Buzzwell flexes in apologies. What happened? Who did he, murk and then flex on?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
No.
I think it was like Palpatine or something that he just fucking annihilates Palpatine and flexes on him, and then he gets killed himself.
Yeah.
Trevor pries open the elevator door. Normal skis mask still on, covers him with suppressed pistol. Trevor says, you're a weird little cat. Normal says, and you're a weird man. King whispers to the Maw rats. Hartman barks, I want those rats in formation. Everyone into horror. Rats actually line up. Hartman pauses. Well, I'd be damned. Carry on.
What the fuck?
Militarizing rats.
Yeah.
Is it Rat King the abomination, or Rat King has something in particular?
He's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Because I didn't know you meant Rat King, like the weird thing.
Like the weird thing?
Yeah, Rat King. Do you know what that original Rat King is?
No. Oh no, yeah.
That's the pri-
Yeah, no. It's like the
all the
swirl
rats
of rats
tangled up.
Yeah. I forgot that was called that.
Well, I'll be damned. Carry on.
Yep.
Rom sits in a boiler frame, sits by the boiler flames, sharpening his weapons. Jake coils nearby, her eyes glowing. Jake says, "Metal ship, tight walls, lots of ankles." Washington Songbird. Washington and Songbird find an exterior walkway battered by rain. Songbird shields him from the wind with the metal wing. Washington grips the railing. "If this be trial, then we shall meet with dignity." Songbird gives a low, mournful cry. Moving through laundry tunnel. Oops, yeah, 6. Moving through laundry tunnels, Tony balances carefully on metal trays, rolling silently across the ground. John Wick walks ahead, knife in hand, eyes constantly scanning. Tony whispers, "I feel like I shouldn't be good at this." Stormtrooper insists on taking a shortcut. The Heller says, "That's not a shortcut, that's a death funnel." The Stormtrooper replies, "It looks faster though." They go anyways. 2 pistols meet at the near corridor intersection. No hesitation. John Wick throws first, a knife embedded into Stormtrooper's chest plate. It doesn't kill him, but it stuns him. The diver dives for cover and returns fire with a controlled burst. Wick pulls Tony behind the pipe, and the bolts spark off the metal. For half a second, it works. That's enough. Wick closes the distance on the Helldiver. Close range fight, knife versus rifle, but Wick wins. He dives a knife into the Helldiver's side, then again, clean and efficient. Stormtrooper panics and fires wildly, missing everything. Tony rolls forward, sweeps his legs from under him, and then the Stormtrooper hits the ground hard. Wick finishes off instantly. Deep in the cathedral, the cargo room, the 2 rival knights meet. Mason Knight raises his blade. "Try to hurt." Agatha Knight sighs. "We were allies once." Actually, it depends on what timeline, but yes. The suicide bomber stand behind them, unsure. The duel begins. Steel clashes. The Mason Knight is aggressive, brutal. The Gathian Knight is controlled and defensive. They trade blow after blow. The Mason Knight shouts, "Now!" His bomber hesitates. The Gathian Knight sees it. "Don't you dare!" Too late. The Mason bomber detonates. The explosion rips through the chamber. When the smoke clears, the Mason Knight's barely standing, heavily injured. The Gathian Knight is dead, armor shattered. The Gathian bomber looks horrified, realizes it just happened. He Mason pair, then at the corpse, he quietly walks away. In the ventilation network, Isabel watches everything. He drops silently into a corner behind Corpo Commando. Sai senses something. Too late. Isabel fires suppressed once. Sai falls instantly. Killed by Isabel, a seal suppressed shot. Corpo Commando turns, "You fool! You!" Isabel is already gone. Corpo Commando is now alone and terrified. Trevor kicks open a storage room. Normal scans it with suppressed pistol. Inside, Buzz Lightyear and Edgar Allan Poe. Buzz raises his toy blaster. "Stand down, citizen." Trevor throws a wrench. It hits Buzz square in the helmet. Buzz collapses. Normal fires 2 precise shots. Paul falls without drama. Buzz tries to get up. Trevor stomps him to death to finish the job. The laundry tunnels are no longer safe. Wick leads Tony through a hallway dripping with pipes dripping. Tony whispers, "We should probably avoid like everyone." Wick replies, "Until we can't." They turn a corner and find Stormtroopers standing alone, staring at a flickering light panel. Real. I would do that.
Me too.
In the middle of a Hunger Game, just stare at something completely insignificant.
Yeah. Little moth.
What's up, one throw? The knife buries itself into the Stormtrooper's throat before he can fire. The Helldiver spins around deep in the halls, sees his partner fall, immediately dives behind a steel crate. Gunfire erupts. Tony flinches. "Okay, yeah, I think we got our cue to kill." Wick pulls him back into a sentinel as bullets ricochet. Helldiver takes the Stormtrooper's ammo and says, "Solo it is," and boots.
Real.
Power bursts into a narrow corridor, swinging the cleaver wildly. "I will kill the first fool I see." Smoker drags her back dragging her back by the collar. "Oops, my hair pisses me off." "You're not seeing us in the entire ship." "Good, bad." Power pouts but stops yelling barely. Trevor kicks open the door to a pantry. Empty. He kicks in another. Empty. Daryl calmly peeks around every corner and fires a suppressed pistol to a hanging light, directing the hallway. Sai signals silently, 2 fingers forward, 1 left. Cobra Commander whispers loudly, "We flank and dominate." Sai sighs and walks ahead without him. Buzzwool holds a flashlight as Poe examines a wall covered in scratch marks. "Dead by daylight." These are not decorative code letters. Buzz nods slowly. I mean, Buzz Lightyear, not Buzzwole.
Yeah.
The corner's tightened. Trevor Normal around the corner. The power's already there. She grins. Found you! She charges. Smoker falls, trying to control the chaos. Trevor swings his hatchet wildly while Power blocks with the cleaver. Sparks fly. Normal ducks low and fires a suppressed shot that grazes Power's shoulder. Power last saying that tickles. Smoker steps in, jitter raised, but Trevor headbutts him unexpectedly, staggering him. The fight turns messy. Normal moves quietly behind Smoker, raises his pistol, fires twice. One shot hits Smoker in the side.
There's no way.
The second hits clean. Smoker stiffens. He drops to one knee. Power turns shocked. Hey, you can't do that. He's mine. Smoker collapses dead. Power freezes and slowly turns to normal. Their smile disappears. Trevor grabs normal and running. They sprint. Power doesn't chase immediately. Weiss leads Buzzwole down a stairwell coated in frost. Careful, she says. The foot he is, Buzzwole slips hard. He crashes down the stairs, smashing to the lower decks with a thunderous impact. Weiss rushes out to him. Are you? The floor cracks. The lower deck is partly flooded. Buzzwole stands, but the wire around him begins to churn. So they pulls him. Weiss reaches out, grabs my hand. Buzzwole flexes, trying to resist, but the floor collapses underneath him. He drops to the wire below, vanishing beneath the black waves.
That's lame.
No movement returns. Well, I mean, when you sort of offers you his hand, you don't flex at them and fall to your death.
Yeah. True.
I mean, that is a power play, I'm going to be completely honest.
It is.
Next time I'm falling to my death, I'm like, nah.
Flex on him.
In a narrow vent system, two killers meet. Hunk rounds the corner. Isben's already there. They freeze, no words, just calculation. Isben fires first, suppressing shots. Hunk shifts just enough. The bullets graze his shoulder. Hunk counters instantly. 3 shots. Isben ducks into the vent system. Gone. Hunk doesn't pursue. Jake slithers low along a pipe. Rom moves behind him like a tank. They hear footsteps. Cobra Commander alone. Sight is gone. Scouting ahead. Commander mutters to himself, I will not be shadowed by incomp. Jake strikes fast. The bite lands Cobra Commander's neck. He screams, grabs him, and slams into a wall, crushing him instantly.
Goddamn.
Side looks at the Cobra Commander's body lying broken. He closes the book and disappears into the ball. John looks at Trevor's blade. Megatron and Am's whispering through the walls. They die one by one. Inefficient. Megatron replies, we will change that. Screwtrap in the toy room. Screwtrap has not moved much, but the doors are now open. And something dragged across the floor. He's no longer waiting. He's moving. Okay, Tony, deep in the maintenance corridor, John Wick stops. Someone's here. Tony whispers, yeah, I can feel it. The Helldiver is already in position behind them. Broken panel, rifle trained. The moment Wick steps forward, gunfire erupts. Wick dives behind a pipe. Tony hits the ground flat. The Helldiver advances carefully, using burst, not spray, professionally. Wick nods to Tony. Tony grabs a loose tray. He slides across the wet floor and skids perfectly into the Helldiver's legs. He stumbles. John Wick lunges, knife out. The Helldiver blocks with his rifle, but Wick twists and dives the blade underneath the armor joint. He's dead. Trevor and Normal creep to the food storage room. Trevor mutters, we're doing great. I haven't died yet. A voice echoes behind them. You! They turn. Power stands in the doorway, cleaver in hand, as well as, you shot my partner. Normal raises the suppressed pistol. Power charges before he fires. Trevor swings a hatchet. Power blocks, kicks him into a shelf. Normal fires twice. One hits her shoulder. She doesn't slow down. She grabs Normal, lifts him, and slams to the wall. The pistol drops. Power grabs it and shoots him point blank. Trevor roars, charging. Power meets him head on. They clash into a table, smashing it apart. Trevor swings wildly. Power ducks, slices across his torso, then drives the cleaver deep.
Nice.
Trevor collapses, coughing blood, saying, you're insane.
Yep.
I don't think he's allowed to say that.
Yeah, definitely not.
No kidding, you sit upright. Find a comfortable position. Ah, god damn it.
Hot dog.
Power stands alone, breathing hard, smiling. Buzz Lightyear and Edgar outpost. They move carefully into a high maintenance walkway. Buzz leads. Puff lingers behind, reading scratches on the wall. Uh. He says, scratch on the wall, Buzz says quietly. These marks suggest something crawls here. Bowers turns like wood. The walkway creaks. A pipe bursts above them. Steam floods the platform. Buzz loses footing and slips. Puff reaches, take my hand. Buzz grabs him. For a moment they hold, then a railing snaps. Buzz falls backwards to the darkness below. Side moves silently through the narrow corridor. Too silently, Jake senses him. You ain't loud enough. Side turns, too late. Jake strikes. Side dodges partially. The bike grazes his arm. Rom charges from behind. Side tries to retreat. The corridor is too tight. Rom slams into a wall. Side struggles, reaches for a blade. Jake coils tighter. Rom crushes him underneath the steel. He's dead. Power sits in the dark, covered in blood, laughing. Okay, it's been past meters away from each other again. Neither engages. Both understand. It's not risk yet. M's voice grows louder in the walls. They gather. They weaken. Now it's time. Megatron replies soon. Vanna watches from above from as other pass below. She hasn't fought yet. She doesn't need to. Ocelot grins. Finally, some action. Power steps. Oops. Massive quarters lined with metal meat hooks become the central conflict. Chains creak overhead. Hooks swing slowly back and forth. Anyone fights risk being dragged upwards or worse. Octane grins. Finally, some action. Power steps into the corridor, dragging her cleaver across the floor. Come on, then. Ocelot sighs. You adding two people with similar names is not good.
My fault.
Because I'm reading it fast. You rush
Yeah.
everything. Octane sprints forward too fast. Power sidesteps, kick him to the hanging hook chain. The hooks swing wildly. Octane laughs. This is awesome. When the hooks catches the harness mid-run, he's yanked off his feet, dragged upwards, screaming as the chain jerks violently. The movement's too fast, too sudden. The hook tears through him. Then silence. Ocelot freezes for half a second. Power grants. One down. Ocelot eyes narrow. Now it's personal. Ocelot slows down completely. No rushing, no mistakes. Power charges again. Ocelot sidesteps, fires once, a clean shot to the leg. Power stumbles. He fires again. Center mass. Power staggers, but doesn't fall. She laughs. You think that? Also fires a third time. She's dead. The Mason Knight stands firm, sword raised. For the order! Jake coils low. Rom does forward like a war machine. The bomber behind the knight trembles, but doesn't trigger anything. The fight begins. The Mason Knight charges Rom. Oh! It was the Gathian Knight that did it.
Huh?
That killed both of them. No, what? That doesn't make sense. Whatever.
No. What?
Yeah, it's the Mason Knight, because the Mason Knight said do it, and the other guy was standing there looking at the pair.
Yeah.
The bomber behind the knight trembles but doesn't trigger anything. The fight begins. The Mason Knight charges Rom. Their weapons clash hard. Rom overpowers him quickly. Jake slips past the fight, strikes the bomber fast, clean. The bomber collapses before he can react. Mason Knight sees it. Rage takes over him. He swings wildly. Rom catches his blade, drives his weapon through the knight's chest. He's dead. I do like it. How it says for the order.
Yeah.
The range shifts steadily. Paths lead back towards the massive dining hall where it all began. Fewer tributes now, more space, more danger. Weiss steps carefully across the banquet table. Spot appears suddenly through a portal behind her. Sorry, I did not die. He throws a punch. Weiss blocks it with the glyph. The punch vanishes into the portal and reappears at her side. She barely dodges. Weiss counters with the icy glyph. The spot slips through the portal, reappears above her, drops down. Weiss slips on her own ice. The spot panics, opens the portal underneath her. Weiss falls halfway through, slams into a table edge. She tries to pull herself out. The portal destabilizes, snaps shut suddenly. Weiss suddenly drops hard to the floor. She doesn't get up. The spot stares at his hands. I didn't mean to. Duke's voice echoes from nearby. Intent rarely matters here.
Hey.
Hi.
What the heck?
I'm going to eat because I just got home from work, and then I'm going to hop
Good
on.
luck. Good
Cool.
luck.
So don't hop off before I'm there. Epic. That's all. Bye.
Bye.
Kill yourself. Massive industrial kitchens become the new hotspot. Boiling pots, swinging cleavers, moving conveyor belts that feed directly into furnaces. Oh, they died in the second chapter that I had to, or that one chapter I had to reset. Did they?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I just read who's alive.
Yeah.
The Gathian Knight and the bomber versus. The Gathian Knight moves carefully through the kitchen, sword raised. His bomber partner stays close. We survive with honor, the knight says. The hunk's already watching from above the conveyor belts. He waits. The moment the knight steps onto the belt, hunk drops. Silence, precise. The knife drops into the bomber first. That makes sense.
Yep.
The knight spins, swings. The hunk ducks, slides under the blades, fires once in the chest. The knight staggers, still tries to fight. Hunk fires again. The knight collapses onto the conveyor belt. The belt drags him slowly towards the furnace. Hunk watches, doesn't intervene. The Gathian Knight.
Oh, he gets burned alive.
Well, I assume he was dead before he fucking hit the conveyor belt at that point.
I mean, it said Hunk doesn't intervene. I assume you're just like bleeding.
Well,
out.
I mean, whatever. It's horrifying to think of.
Yeah.
The narrow vertical engine shaft connects multiple levels. The spot opens portals directly between the legends. The Duke climbs out slowly behind him. Raven senses it first. They're boss. Caesar smirks. Good. Easier to knock him down. Spot drops behind them, throws a portal punch. Caesar blocks. The punch reappears behind Raven. She barely dodges. The Duke swings his massive hook and misses. But the impact shakes the nearby platform. Raven opens a small slash portal, just enough to reposition. Caesar charges forward, grabs the spot, slams him against the railing. The spot panics, opens a portal beneath himself, disappears, reappears above, drops. Raven beats him midair, slash. The spot loses focus, portal destabilizes, he falls on the shaft, his screams echoes, then stops. The Duke looks down. How unfortunate. Caesar turns towards him. The Duke sighs. I suppose this is where I take my leave. He steps backwards, intentionally dropping himself off the ledge. No fight. He just falls into the engine shaft. After
He
the
just
apartment.
kills himself.
Well, I assume it's like. That is kind of lame. You want to redo this one?
Sure, I
You
know.
know, the lame death
Yeah.
of the Duke.
At least bring
Who
the
else
Duke
died?
back.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that is a lame ass death for the Duke.
Yeah. Makes sense that the spot would die to the other portal person, though.
Also, neither of the suicide bombers blew up.
True.
That's boring. Okay, well, so much for that. Wick and Tony move along the catwalk. The Gathian Knight blocks her path. Sword raised. Turn back. I would not allow further bloodshed. Wick replies, "You're in the way." The bomber stands behind the knight, tense but not acting. The fight begins. The Steer clashes with a knife and pistol. The knight is strong, disciplined, but Wick is precise. He avoids the blade, fires once, armor deflects. The knight presses forward. Tony suddenly slides across the catwalk using a metal tray. He crashes into the knight's legs. The knight stumbles. Wick fires again, this time underneath the armor. The bomber looks at the fallen knight, looks at Wick, looks at Tony. He backs away and runs. He does detonate. What a coward!
Oh, shit. He's still out there, though.
Tony says, "That's not what I expected." Wick replies, "He made a mistake."
Yep.
Poe moves through the dim book corridor, reading even now. Death walks the ship. A shape moves behind him, too fast. Springtrap, Poe turns, too late. Springtrap grabs him, slams into a wall. Rusty fingers tighten. Poe struggles weakly. How fitting, and then dies.
Checks out.
I don't know why I thought Rattlesnake Jake wasn't poisonous. I'm an idiot. For a moment, I was like, oh, you bit him. So what? You know, it's not a big deal. He's a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
He just crushed my nose. The biggest clash yet, heavy versus heavy. The quarter barrier that contains them. Rom charges first. Megatron meets him head on. The impact shakes the entire deck. Jake slips low, striking Megatron's joints. Aim screams through the walls. Let's crush the serpent! Megatron reacts instantly, grabs Jake mid-strike, crushes him with his metal grip. Jake goes slim. Rom roars in fury, charges again. Megatron fires his cannon. The blast knocks Rom back, but doesn't kill him. They clash again. Brutal, slow, crushing. Finally, Megatron drives his weapon through Rom's chest. Rom collapses.
Dang.
They sit around a dim room. No one could trust anyone. Clovis, this ship is inefficient. I could redesign it. Listen, man, you would ruin it. It only works because it breaks people. Handsome Jack, oh my god, you're both so annoying. Can we just agree I'm the smartest one here and move on? No, they both say. Jack leans back. I'm gonna kill both of you.
I wouldn't be
Listen, man,
surprised.
smiles. I assumed as much. They're all businessmen, but one's just violent. Or two of them are violent.
Psychopath.
Oh, all of them are. Except, like, the elusive man's the only justified one here, though.
Yeah.
Or I guess Handsome Jack's a sociopath, but... Martha clicks softly in as he feeds her scrap metal. The Duke has expanded his shop. The Spot opens portals to move supplies. Why are we doing this? Spot asks. The Duke chuckles. Because people need something to believe in. A store? A place where not everything is trying to kill. Just a That's a good answer. Beatrix checks medical supplies, but Beatrix studies the moss structure. Patterns are forming, he says. Movement is becoming predictable. Beatrix nods. Dracula and the Angel Devil sit near a window. The Angel Devil stares at the ocean. I realized that it's not having like normal moments or anything like that, so I had to make some.
Good. I appreciate that.
Bayonetta watches everyone. Alliance tensions ego. She smiles. Now this gets interesting. Also around the corner, the Gathian bomber stands there shaking alone. Austin studies him. I had multiple chances. You have multiple chances. The bomber quietly says, I don't want to die. He is a coward.
Yes.
No one does. The bomber reaches for the trigger. Austin fires. One clean shot. The bomber drops instantly dead. Megatron and Am. Oh, a major clash in the cargo corridor. Songbird crashes through the steel walls, roaring. Washington stands firm, saber drawn. For liberty! Megatron meets Songbird head on. Metal versus metal. Am screams to the walls, destroy them! Kill them! Songbird slams Megatron to the floor, but Megatron rises, grabs Songbird's wing, and tears it off.
Holy shit.
Songbird screeches, collapses. Wesker. Washington charges. George Wesker.
George Wesker.
Albert Wees.
No.
Washington charges, strikes Megatron, hit the blade, barely scratches. Megatron backs him into a wall. Washington collapses dead. Megatron finishes it with a crushing blow. Ham laughs. Yes, more. Megatron stands over the wreckage, but he's slower now, more damaged. The three stand in a private dining room again. This time, no pretending. Handsome Jack grins. Alright, let's just skip over the part where one of us tries to kill the other. Clovis fatly replies, Agreed. The elusive man exhales smoke. No alliances survive this long. Oh yeah, the elusive man smokes cigarettes. Jack shrugs. Cool, so who goes first? No one answers. All three shift their stances. It's coming. I do like that. The three, the three businessmen are actually trying to kill each other.
Yep.
Not the businessmen, but wherever the hell you would call them. He tricks his rival. We can't avoid fights anymore. Yang nods. Then he picks smart ones. Martha chitters. A narrow stairway, dim light. Both step into view at the same time. No hesitation, just no weapons up, silence, then both fire at once. Isban moves first, slightly faster. He lands a shot. His shot lands clean. Hunk fires too, but too late. He staggers and falls back. Hunk is dead, shot by his bum. Massive clash in the central corridor. Ramacha steps forward calmly. This ends here. BB-9E spins aggressively and screams to the walls. Kill them! Megatron charges. Ramacha meets him head on. Staff versus cannon, force versus metal, discipline versus domination. They trade brutal blows. BB-9E tries to disrupt Megatron's systems and counters, flooding signals to the corridor. The duel turns savage. Finally, Megatron lands a crushing strike. Ramacha stumbles, but retaliates with direct energy strike to Megatron's core. Megatron staggers and screams, "No!" As Megatron collapses. The corridor falls silent. Ant's voice continues, distorted, broken. "I still hate BB-9E." Fires electrical surge straight into Ant's core. The machine sparks violently, then dies. I do like it how these two defeated them.
Yeah,
I don't know
same.
what it is.
I was
Just
just
the
thinking, I
fucking
don't know
tech.
if any of my characters could have beat Megatron. So I'm glad.
BB-9E just shocks him. The technicians.
Yep,
A former monk and a technician.
a ball.
Also, yeah, ball with the shock prod.
Yep.
Also, runs the corner. Bandit is already there. She smiles professional. Also, it spins. Oh, what happened to Roswell and fucking Aswell?
They're probably still out
Oh, it
there.
still knows they're here. Yeah, it knows it's there.
Good.
I double checked like the list.
Yeah.
It makes a list at the end of everything,
Okay.
every chapter that says who's alive. Also runs the corner. Bandit is already there. She smiles a professional. Also spins her revolver. Let's see how good you are. He fires fast and precise. Bandit dodges effortlessly. She closes distance and kicks his arm. Gun flies. He draws the second, fires. She tilts her head. The bullet misses by inches. Predictable, she says, and she strikes once. Also drops dead.
Checks out.
Real and accurate. Back in the dining room, Jack laughs. "All right, I'm bored." Gunshot. The elusive man fires first. Jack dives.
Okay. Fine words.
No, he dives. He dives.
Oh, he dives.
Clovis moves for cover. Yeah. No, I do like how at the beginning of
Like-
that chapter they were like, "All right, who dies?" And then
Yeah.
the alliance explodes into violence, but no one dies yet. They scatter. Next, someone won't walk away. Raven
They
turns
just said,
Astaroth
"I'm
and
bored,"
Megatron.
and then just got fucking shot in the head.
Springtrap moves deeper into the populated sections. No more waiting. He's hunting people. There's no children to kill.
True.
The maw feels hollow now. Too much space, too few voices. No one wastes time anymore. If you see someone, you either leave or you kill. The servers are pulled naturally back to a massive dining hall. Where it started, where it starts ending. The three finally collide again. No talk this time. The elusive man fires first. Jack dives across the table, laughing. Clovis and Boost for cover, calculating moves and angles. Jack fires wildly. The elusive man stays controlled. One clean shot hits Jack square in the shoulder. Jack stumbles to smile. Okay, you're actually pretty good. The elusive man fires again. Headshot. Jack drops dead instantly. The elusive man is a mercenary. It's funny. Elusive man lore is he was a mercenary. Like he was a really good mercenary, and then he just became a businessman
Why not?
to save humanity.
Real.
It is real. That is basically his lore. Clovis attempts to reposition, but he underestimates how fast the elusive man is. The elusive man churns, fires once, hits Clovis center mass, he collapses. Dead. The elusive man stands alone. Lights flicker, he reloads calmly, smoking a cigarette. Hartman, Tony Hawk and John Wick versus Sergeant Hartman. Rat King Hartman shouts, "You will not fail me in this corridor!" Rat King's rats flood the stairway. Tony panics. Nope, I don't like it. Wick rushes forward, firing precisely, clearing a path. Rat King lunges, Wick sidesteps, throws a blade. The Rat King takes it to the throat. Hartman churns, rage overtaking discipline. He charges wildly at Wick. Big mistake. Wick shoots once, clean. Hartman drops instantly.
Damn.
That's kind of a lame fight, but
Yeah.
clean up this formation. Well, I'll be there. Rats.
Yep.
We should have just like some. Again, what did you say? There's one guy managing a bunch of lunatics. Like
What?
George Washington. George Washington
Oh
had
yeah,
a bunch
like
of
one leader
lunatics.
and then yeah.
Hartman with a bunch of fucking weirdos. Nose, holy shit. Mr. Terrific's spheres hover cautiously. Beatrix prepares a support injector. Ramacho approaches slowly. This is your final stand. The fight begins. T-Sword disrupt BB-90's movement, pinning him briefly. Beatrix fires, damaging his casing, but BB-90 releases a burst, shorts out one sphere, then another. Beatrix fires repeatedly. Ramacho absorbs the hit, ignoring them. Closes distance, punches her once. She goes down, dead.
Goddamn.
Terrific tries to retreat, but BB-90 blocks the path. Ramacho steps forward. This is the end. One strike, Terrific collapses. Ramacho stands victorious but damaged. The Duke pours a drink. You survived longer than expected. The Spot shrugs. I fall a lot. The Duke smiles. Falling is not failing. Not here. Always just with these fucking wisdom.
Yep.
Maws nearly empty. Only the strongest remain. Tony Hawk and John Wick. Tony paces nervously. We're finally here. The final stretch. Quick checks his weapons. Yes. The elusive man walks through the dining hall slowly. No rush, no panic. I've outplayed them all, he mutters. He knows one thing. The final opponents won't be easy. Watch out, BB-90. Ramacho is slower now, still powerful, still focused. BB-90 rolls beside them, sparking lightly. Bayonetta. She descends for the upper levels, no more spectating. Her heels clicked against the floor. Ying punches a wall lightly. Alright, let's find someone worth fighting, Tony nods. Raven looks at the shrinking pathways, nowhere left to run. Roswell, and Aswell stand among the warped reflection. Aswell laughs, spinning. The game nears its climax. We didn't get to truly participate. I suppose kindly we have observed, learned, and now we act. Bullshit, I know you just forgot him. The elusive man moves alone to the upper deck. He hears footsteps, turns too late. Aswell attacks first, fast, chaotic, and unpredictable. The elusive man fires, misses. Roswell warps behind him with unnatural movement. Aswell knocks the weapon aside. The elusive man tries to retreat. Roswell grabs him. Your intellect is admirable, but inefficient. They strike together, clean, brutal. He's dead. The entire time, survivors have thinned. Now we just use a true experiment. Roswell smiles. Yes, the most interesting part, and it is when we hope we can believe it can win. Not thought much because they didn't need to. They are waiting. The shop is bigger now, strangely organized. Weapons, food, tools, laid out like a real store. The Spot sits on a crate. Do you think anyone's actually going to come here? The Duke smells. They always do. Footsteps. A shadow enters. Isman arrives. Isman steps in silently. Gun low. I scan for everything. The Spot tenses. The Duke does not. Welcome, the Duke says. Warman, care to browse? Isman says nothing. He steps closer. Closer. He's calculating angles, distance, kill timing. The Duke watches him the entire time. Then the Duke moves first, faster than anyone expects. Massive hand grenade lands on Isman. Massive hand grabs Isban's arm and slams into the table. Before Isban can fire, the Duke brings a heavy meat cleaver down. Once, twice, silence. Never trust a quiet customer. Spot stares.
He just walked into his shop, said nothing. It's awesome.
Well, he's playing to kill them. I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah, I know that. I hope they get a real customer.
It's the last chapter. I doubt it. Banda lands gracefully on the narrow upper walkway. Caesar Rangers stand opposite of her. Raven narrows her eyes. She's dangerous. Banda smells flattery. Already? Raven teleports short distance, slashing with precision. Bayonetta dodges effortlessly, countering with clicks and shots. Either lands a decisive hit. Caesar charges from the side, heavy strikes, controlled movements, controlled power. Bayonetta blocks, but now she's pressured. She acts, for the first time, she actually being pursued. She laughs, oh, I like you too. Raven turns for a finishing strike, but as sidesteps, grabs Raven, uses her momentum, and throws her off the walkway. Raven tries to recover the mid-fall, but the Maw offers no second chances and disappears in the darkness below. Caesar roars, charges. Bayonetta meets her on. This time, she stops playing. A single clean strike, fast, precise. Caesar drops dead. Elusive man enters the mirror kitchen. Bad idea. Aswell smells. A strategist. Let us test your mind. Elusive man fires immediately. The shots hit the reflection. Roswell appears behind him. Too late to react. Aswell strikes clean, precise. Elusive man drops to one knee. He tries to raise a weapon. Roswell finishes it. Aswell claps. Marvelously done. Tony whispers, I guess this is it. John Wick nods. They split to fight, but Tony gets separated. Springtrap appears behind him. No warning, no sound. Tony turns. Too late. Springtrap grabs him, slams him to the table. The metal hand crushes his throat. Tony struggles, then goes still. Wick sees it, but cannot reach him. Angel Devil tries to stay out of the fight, too slow. The Spot panics, opens a portal. Angel falls through it, reappears midair, drops at a jagged table. The Spot shakes. I didn't mean to. Dracula sees everything.
Again.
Dracula moves instantly, faster than before. The Spot tries to open a portal. Too late. I'm opening a portal. Dracula grabs him, crushes him, drops him to the ground. So I think about Marvel Rivals that were kicking the stranger's ass. They're just like opening a portal.
Opening a portal.
Where you going, boy? The Duke watches quietly and does not interfere. John Wick moves, silent, precise, one shot. The Duke falls from his chair, dead.
Yeah.
Lame.
Yeah.
But at least it's not him giving up. Ramacha
Yeah, sure.
advances on them. Tony fires. Martha charges. Ramacha withstands it, strikes once. Tony falls. Martha screeches in response and charges again. Ramacha destroys her with a crushing blow as well. Bayonetta enters the fight. Aswell turns. A worthy. She strikes once, clean, fast, final. Aswell's dead.
Okay.
Aswell prepares an illusion, but John Wick is already there, lined up a shot. Oh, there's Springtrap. Yang charges Ramacha in pure rage. He lands multiple hits, but he does not fall. He grabs her mid-strike, slams her to the floor. Once, twice, Yang is dead. Ramacha turns towards Wick. The Bayonetta intervenes. She's the strongest class yet. Magic versus machine, speed versus force. When did BB-9E die?
That's a good question. I think he
Should we
did.
just restart this entire fucking chapter?
Sure.
Bayonetta would have won, but whatever. Because it has, like, I think 2 or 3 people who just did not die.
Yeah. That means the Duke still has a chance.
Beatrix limps to the hall, clutching her side. She hears something behind her. Turns, Springtrap immediately murders her. Again. Okay, so again, why is she here?
Yeah.
The Spot panics as chaos erupts. I don't want to be here. He opens a portal, but the maw and stable structure disrupts it. It flickers wildly. He steps halfway through it and reappears off balance directly in front of Ramacha. Oh, and then Ramacha strikes instantly. Spot collapses. Dead.
Great.
Duke steps forward, calm even now. You made a terrible business decision. Ramacha doesn't respond. BB-9E shocks forward. The Duke swings a heavy hook, crushes the droid mid-roll. Ramacha reacts instantly, grabs the Duke, lifts him, and slams him through a table. Duke gasps, smiling faintly. Ramacha finishes it. Roswell's illusions flood the hall, as well as let the madness begin. But Bayonetta steps forward, unimpressed. Illusions distort reality, but Bayonetta doesn't rely on sight alone. She moves through them effortlessly. Aswell lunges, counters instantly. One clean strike, Aswell is dead. Roswell tries to retreat, too late. She appears behind him. One shot, he's dead. Dracula steps forward. I feel like she kills them every single time.
Yeah, really fast, too.
Dracula steps forward, enough games. He clashes Bayonetta directly. For a moment, they match each other. Speed versus elegance. Speed versus elegance. They match each other. Power versus precision. Angel Devil hesitates. He doesn't want to fight. Ramacha takes this advantage. Strikes the Angel Devil down mid-hesitation. Angel Devil's dead. Dracula roars, turns, but at the moment cost him. Bayonetta strikes him clean. Yang charges Ramacha. Tony Green fires support shots. Martha lunges. The fight chaotic. Yang lands a heavy hits. Ramacha absorbs them. Tony fires. Ramacha takes it. Then it strikes. Tony goes out first. Martha lunges again. Ramacha crushes her mid-charge. Yang roars, fights harder, but she's alone. Ramacha overwhelms her immediately.
She's 1v3.
Ramacha's... He's 1v... The amount of people he's just fucking annihilated.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk stands beside John Wick. Guess this is it. Wick nods. Tony charges Ramacha with a tray, distracting him. Wick fires repeatedly. Ramacha grabs Tony mid-charge and slams him down. Wick's eyes narrow. Wick fires perfectly. Weak points targeted. Ramacha takes damage, but keeps advancing closer. Wick runs out of space. Ramacha grabs him and tries one last strike. He's dead by Ramacha. Final duel. Ramacha versus Bayonetta. Silence. Now creaks. They face each other. Damage, tired, deadly. The fight is brutal. Ramacha's strength versus Bayonetta's speed. Blow after blow. Lands hit. Both staggered in. Bayonetta finds the opening. One precise strike. Clean. Ramacha freezes, then falls. For the shadows, Springtrap lunges. Final
What?
ambush.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah, I know. That's the point, I think.
I see.
Bayonetta doesn't turn. She already knows. She sidesteps and throws him out balance. Clinches him as soon as he's on the floor.
Okay.
I thought, like, I honestly thought Springtrap was gonna win that, to be honest. Just like
Yeah.
a total just cleaver to the back of the head.
Yep.